Hi, my name is Kim, and I'm a ProSci certified change practitioner. In this session, I'm excited to discuss the critical role of agility in change management. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear understanding of how agility and change management can transform healthcare practices and improve patient outcomes. So let's dive into topic of change management. What comes to mind when you hear this term? Have you realized when you talk about a change, like how you are making for the better in your personal lives, you often feel more energetic? Whether it's picking up a new hobby, hiking with old friends, or learning new skills, most people focused on positive psychological space when it comes to self transformation. The sense of excitement is easily recognizable. Now, there's another type of transformation that occupies different psychological space, the organizational transformation. When you hear the word change or transformation, like most people, the first thing comes to mind, uh-oh, that ticklish, squirmy feeling as if you are standing on a high ledge or you get a feeling that you've got butterflies in your stomach. I'm sure some of you have had experienced such situations in your professional lives before. Now, what if change were an acronym? What would it be? Constant havoc amongst needy, grumbling employees causing headache and needy good explanations. We might laugh because it's funny, because it is true. Change is a disruption. It is a disruption to the status quo. In this VUCA world, we all agree that change is constant. But how? How can you effectively manage change? How do we prepare, equip, and support our people to adopt and transit to new ways of working? Let me tell you a story. The fisherman and the consultant. Has anyone heard of this story before? A management consultant on holiday in a Mexican fishing village watched a little fishing boat dock at the quayside. Noting the quality of the fish, the consultant asked the fisherman how long it had taken to catch them. Not very long, senor, answered the fisherman. Then why didn't you stay out longer and catch more? Asked the consultant. The fisherman explained that his small catch was sufficient to meet his needs and those of his family. The consultant asked, "But what do you do with the rest of your time?" "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, have an afternoon nap under a coconut tree. In the evenings, I will play guitar with my amigos, have a few drinks. I have a full and happy life, senor," replied the fisherman. The consultant ventured, "Look, I have an MBA from Harvard, and I can help you. You should start by fishing longer every day. You can then sell the extra fish you catch. With the extra revenue, you can buy a bigger boat. With the extra money the larger boat will bring, you can actually buy a second one and a third one and so on until you have a large fleet. Instead of selling your fish to a middleman, you can negotiate directly with the processing plants and maybe even open your own plant. You can then leave this little village and move to a city, from where you can direct all your huge enterprise." "How long will that take, senor?" asked the fisherman. "Oh, then, could be 10, maybe 20 years," replied the consultant. "And after that, senor?" asked the fisherman. "After that, that's when it gets really interesting," answered the consultant. "When your business gets really big, you can start selling shares in your company and make millions." "Millions? Really? After that?" pressed the fisherman. "After that, you'll be able to retire, move out to a small village by the sea, sleep in late every day, spend time with your family, go fishing, take afternoon naps under a coconut tree, spend relaxing evenings having drinks and dance with your amigos." Puzzled, the fisherman answers, "Isn't that what I'm already doing, senor?" Now, this story can be critiqued for the fisherman attitude and aptitude, but That's not the takeaway for this session. Instead, it's about different individual perceives change differently from their own perspective, from their own hilltop. How do you, as a change leader, helps them seeking change through ADKAR lenses? Let's be honest here. Change is hard. Change is complex. People naturally resist changes, especially if it affects them. Then, how do you deal with it? How do you win the buy-in? Empirical studies shown that change has to begin with individual. Organizational change is a collective of many individuals moving from their current state to future desired state. So, what is ADKAR? It is a structured change management approach, preparing leaders for facilitating change and supporting employees throughout the change process. It was developed by Jeff Hyatt in 1990s. It is easy to understand and simple to follow. By understanding the ADKAR model, it can give you a greater chance of making your change successful. This model can be used be it in your professional or personal life. Again, ADKAR is a structured approach made up of 5 steps, where an individual needs to accomplish with each step, building upon previous steps. So we will start off with the first step, awareness for the need of change. Now, in these steps is actually preparing for change is to answer the question why. By understanding the why, it gives people compelling reasons for change. Why answer the why first? Let's put it this way. It's Monday, 9:45 a.m. You have completed your slides for our presentations at 10. You might have decided to take a 10 minutes break before heading to the meeting room. While you are enjoying your morning Americano, your boss comes to you and says, "Hey, I need you to prepare this report for me and I need this by 10. What's the first thing come into your mind? Hold on, you don't have to tell me. Now, because there is a change to your current behavior, the very first questions come into your mind is usually why? Why me? Why now? The same goes to others. The why gives us the reason to alter our current comfortable behavior. Next, you need to address the how. Example, how will this change going to affect them? How will this change going to impact them? Lastly, the what. What is the purpose of this change? What is your belief that you want to change? Generally, people are unable to perform in their job because they don't understand why they need to do it. How are they going to do it? And what are they supposed to achieve? In many high-performing organizations like Apple and Google, employees are engaged in their work. They are committed and play an active role in order to step out of their comfort zone because they understand why there is a need for a change, the purpose of the change, how this change going to impact them, and what it means for them. The next is the desire to practice and support the change. Desire is the second letter of ADKAR. It is the hardest ADKAR element in organizational change because it involves personal choices of each individual. Anyone familiar with the theory of motivations by Abraham Maslow? The Maslow's hierarchy of need states that our actions are motivated by our inborn desire to progress and finally to achieve self-actualization. Hence, it is important not to overlook the question, what's in it for me, during your change preparation. Based on my past experiences, it is important to have intensive dialogue and get the affected party to involve, and particularly at the design phase of a project. Make your meetings a safe space for honest conversation. Active participation from sponsors and personal engagement by change leaders, coaches, and change champions will be able to influence a person's decisions to embrace change. The theory of reason action by Fishbein and Agent suggests that the stronger the individual's intention towards change, more likely to transform only when others are performing the desired behavior in a supportive environment. Next, we were talking about the knowledge. Knowledge, the third milestone of ADKAR, highlights the know-how necessary for the affected people. Provide your employees with the necessary information or skills they need to achieve change. This can be done through newsletters, webinars, and training sessions. Ability. Ability to implement the desired skills and behaviors. Now, knowledge is not an ability. Once they have equipped with the necessary knowledge, they must be able to demonstrate proficiency where the change actually occurs. Ability is the fourth milestone of ADKAR, and it highlights how to get things done by turning knowledge into action. Change is an iterative process. As a change leader, you need to keep your eyes and ears on the ground, know how things are going, identify and monitor potential barriers. Give credits even to those who have failed, as this is one of the great ways to encourage and motivate those who struggle. It also helps to make the change process easier to adapt and endure. Last one, reinforcement. The purpose of reinforcement is to ensure change actually sticks instead of reverting to old habits. Most people prefer what is familiar because it's easy and make them comfortable. But at this stage, you're bound to have people who may continue to resist to change or even after the project is complete. Diffusion of innovation theory developed by E.M. Rogers in 1960s states that the laggards are the hardest and the last group to be on board. As a change leader, it is important to continue monitor and update the change progress. Share your success stories and celebrate the milestones. This is to ensure people are aware of the progress and what are the works still need to be done. Now, what is Agile change management? Agile change management is a methodology for managing change within an organization that prioritizes adaptability, collaborations, and iteration. This approach shares similarities with learning to ride a bicycle, as it requires individuals to be open to taking risks, making errors, and adjusting to new situations. Agile change management necessitates a mindset of continual growth, exploration, experimentation, adaptation, resulting in transformations of the organization. Now, can you recall the first time you rode a bike? Just as when you're learning how to ride a bike, the initial step in Agile change management is to start with the basic, learning how to balance on two wheels, pedal, and steer. Similarly, in Agile change management, it's crucial to start with a clear understanding of the fundamentals. This entails defining the problem or opportunity that necessitates change and answering the why question, identifying the stakeholders who will be impacted by the change, and establishing a shared vision of the desired outcomes. Additionally, it's crucial not to overlook the question of what's in it for me. Now, after establishing the fundamentals, the next step in learning how to ride a bike is practice. This entails starting with easy tasks such as riding with training wheels and gradually progressing to more complex maneuvers such as riding on two wheels without assistance. Being willing to take risks and make errors is also critical to learning how to ride a bike. Falling off the bike is natural aspects of the learning process, and it's critical to get back on and try again. Agile change management follows a similar approach, emphasizing the significance of starting with achievable small changes and gradually building the momentum. This could involve conducting a trial of a new process or tool with a small team, gathering feedback and data, and refining the approach based on the successes and failures. It is also crucial to embrace the fail fast principle and learn from the mistakes. This may entail trying out various techniques, evaluating the results, and utilizing the insights gained to improve the approach and boost overall performance. Now, I would like to introduce the concept of sprint as part of Agile change management. It refers to a short, time-boxed period during which a team works on a specific set of tasks and goals. Throughout the sprint, the team prioritizes generating a deliverable, frequently in the form of minimum viable product that can be tested, reviewed, and adjusted based on feedback and data collected. Why sprint? The reason for adopting sprint in agile change management is that they provide a structured framework for making incremental progress toward a larger objective. By breaking down a project into smaller, more manageable components, teams can focus on producing tangible results and rapidly respond to changes and input from stakeholders. The time-boxed nature of the sprints also promotes transparency, collaborations, and accountability among the team members. By defining the precise goals and timeframes for each sprint, it encourages the team to remain concentrated, driven, and flexible when confronted with complicated and rapidly changing obstacles. By embracing an iterative, sprint-oriented methodology, healthcare institutions can build a culture of ongoing growth, ingenuity that empowers them to succeed in an ever-evolving landscape. Another crucial aspect of learning to ride a bike is being able to adjust to varying situations. Riding a bike in a different weather conditions on a diverse terrains or in an congested environments necessitates distinct skills and strategies. In the same vein, being adaptable and responsive to changing circumstances is crucial in agile change management. This could involve adjusting the strategy based on input from the stakeholders, altering priorities based on new data, or shifting market conditions, or even shifting to a new approach altogether if the initial plan is not effective. Developing confidence is also one of the most vital aspects of learning to ride a bike. As competence improves and accomplishments are made, confidence increases, and the ability to take a fresh challenges arises. Similarly, in an agile change management, it is crucial to establish confidence and drive by achieving a series of minor victories, recognizing achievements, acknowledging progress, and exchanging insights gained can all aid in building momentum and backing for all change initiatives. Ultimately, it's all about mindset. More information about the Agile mindset will be shared in our upcoming Community of Practice webinar on 31st of March. Right. So lastly, what should you do once you have learned how to ride a bike? Learning to ride a bike is a continuous process that never truly concludes. Even a seasoned cyclist continue to learn and enhance their abilities as time passes. Similarly, in agile change management, the journey of perpetual growth never truly ends. As institutions and market evolve, new challenges and prospects will emerge, necessitating continual adaptations and learning. To sum up, there are many similarities between agile change management and learning to ride a bike. Both requires a willingness to take risks, make mistakes, adapt to new circumstances, and build confidence over time. By embracing an agile mindset and approach to change, institutions can navigate the complexities of the VUCA world with more agility, collaborations, and resilience. We invite you to join us in our upcoming Community of Practice webinar on 31st of March. Our guest speaker, Dr. Po, Chief Operating Officer of EasyCare IDOC, will be sharing the adjustments the organization made before and during the COVID period that provided the ecosystem with the resilience it needed during the pandemic. These include the deployment of solutions that were previously unavailable, such as their closed-loop e-pharmacy system, AI data analytics technologies, modular embedded IT solutions, and other value-added services that bring healthcare services from the clinic to the community. All right, We have come to the end of this session. There's these fantastic quotes by Benjamin Franklin. There are three types of people in the world: those who are immovable, people who don't get it or don't want to do anything about it. There are people who are movable, people who see need for change and are prepared to listen to it. And lastly, there are people who move, people who make things happen. And great leaders actually move people to act, to come together to build a healthier ecosystem. And that's what we need. So, thank you for joining us for this session. We would like to extend an invitation to our upcoming webinar on 31st of March at 3 p.m. The focus for this webinar will be on the importance of adopting an agile mindset in healthcare organizations and how it pertains to the healthcare sector. Our guest speakers will share success stories of healthcare organizations that have effectively enhanced patients' experience through agility, as well as future AI in healthcare in dealing with super-aged society. By listening to these stories, you will gain valuable insights into how an agile approach can significantly improve the patient experience. So scan the code to register and secure your spot. We look forward to seeing you there. Goodbye.